name?
I'm Hilde. My middle name is Eve. My maiden name was Fromm, and my last name is Gasierowicz.
Okay. And what year were you born?
1931.
Okay.
Well, we came to the U.S. when I was 7.
Okay.
We would go to Munich, we being my mom and I, probably twice or 3 times a year because her parents lived there. And it wasn't
Who were her parents?
Siegfried Lemley and Betty Lemley.
Okay.
My grandfather he just had a way with me, I assume with little ones all together, but he taught me how to hold a fork properly because, you know, in Europe you ate with a knife and fork, and the fork was in your left hand and the knife in your right hand. So he taught me how to balance it between my forefinger and my middle finger. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and it's a little tricky when you're 6 years old. And he taught me how to tie a bow. And he taught me things like a little expression, I'll translate it, but I'll say it in German first. Einen Platz für jedes Ding, a place for each thing, jedes Ding auf seinen Platz, each thing in its place. In other words, he was very orderly, and he tried to teach me to be orderly. He unfortunately didn't succeed, but I remember his teaching me that little expression. And he was just delightful with me. And after we came to the U.S., for a time we all lived together, and he and I would take walks, and he would always have something in his pocket for me, like a chocolate-covered orange rind or some goodie that I just loved. It was part of our walk, that he would produce it on the walk, you know. And he was very child-friendly, you know, with me anyway. I mean, I was the only grandchild for a very long time. So I really enjoyed his company. He started out as a traveling wine merchant, and then to have the kind of antique business that he did, I think he must have done a lot of traveling to buy things. Some of the things that he had were quite large, and I'm guessing that he was able to move them around, you know, sculptures and large clocks that went from practically floor to ceiling. And
wow.
And as I said, we took walks when I lived in L.A., which was where I first lived when I was 7. We lived together, the grandparents and my parents and I, and we took walks every day.
Wow.
So he was in good health. You know, he died at 90, but I mean, in his mid-70s, early 80s, he was in good health and kept, you know, fit and walked every day.
So your grandfather, though, was more Jewish, more identified?
No.
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 Okay.
Not at all.
No. Okay.
I mean, identified in the sense that I'm sure where he had his store and maybe even who his customers were, perhaps, you know, were influenced by the fact that I'm sure he was known as Jewish. He didn't ever try to hide that. But I don't remember that they practiced. I don't remember anyone in Munich going to synagogue.
Okay.
My grandparents or my uncle, I just don't remember. It was not a big part of my early life. And he had a very prestigious antique shop there.
What do you remember about it?
Well, I remembered I was really not allowed in it. I mean, I occasionally saw it. And when I came to Munich, where they lived, the lady who was my grandfather's assistant was assigned to me, and we did things mostly in the park, and she took me skating and all sorts of ice skating and stuff like that. But I don't think they encouraged me to play in the antique store. I remember it being somewhat dark, Probably because there were lots of large pieces of furniture that probably partly covered the windows. And there were a lot of beautiful things, but it's a very dim memory, more of darkness and pieces of furniture somewhere, and glass, like glass shelves or tables with things in the drawers, that you could see through the glass, but no very clear memories.
Okay, that's great.
Oh well.
Oh well. So yeah. So let's stop here, and if there's something else we think of, we'll film it.